Hey guys, welcome back to the Lovin Dubai Show podcast. What a show we had for you today. Despite some technical difficulties, we got into some pretty tasty stories. We talked about flexible working hours for the federal government.
We also spoke about how Saudi Arabia, the UAE and other countries will be joining the BRICS after over a decade. This group is expanding, so we spoke a little bit about that and what objectives they're looking to achieve by next year.
We also talked about songs we're vibing to, and we want your thoughts on tailgaters. This video is going viral, 50k fine for the driver, but also just like obnoxious driving behavior. And then the story that's crushing my heart this morning, there's a new platform getting a lot of eyeballs where you can get live property info. So any property price that has been rented or sold in the last 90 days, you can get the information on that right now on Allsop and Allsop. So it might dictate your next rental or purchase. Good morning, Dubai. Welcome back to the Lovin Dubai Show, where we go through the top trending stories that everyone across the country is talking about. Of course, it's Friday and the weekend is kicking off. Our top stories for you today: flexible working hours for the new school year.
We'll also be talking about how Saudi Arabia and the UAE are to join BRICS.
We are bringing the rhythm with songs people are vibing to.
And a driver was fined 50,000 dirhams for tailgating, and more on that.
And later in the show, the story that is crushing me personally, a new quick data property platform. It's on Allsop and Allsop. It helps you figure out how much your neighbor is paying for rent. So basically, you can get live Dubai property info with this new data platform, and you can go on right now and see how much in the last 90 days people have paid for apartments. I have just moved and I have been done. I thought I got a good price. That is in fact not true. I did not get a good price, but that's coming up at 850. And if you'd like us to live check your apartment, how much people are paying, put where you live in right now onto
wherever you're watching from. And how many beds? 1 bedroom, a 2 bedroom. Let us know. We'll check the area out for you and let you know how much your neighbors are paying. Let you know how much. We don't know how much. We want to know how much you're paying.
Well, we'll tell you. If you've if you've renewed or got a new contract in the last 90 days, we can tell you. That's how weird it is. We can tell you exactly how much you're paying. Jumping into our top story today, new school year is back and the government has announced flexible working hours. So it's almost that time of year again when yellow school buses take the roads once again for the new academic year. And like most kiddos on their first day, all they want is their parents holding their hands. So true. So to make that happen, the UAE is recognizing the importance of parents being present for the first day and have made the most wholesome announcement.
So public sector employees in the UAE will be granted flexible working hours on the first day of the new academic year to accompany their children to and from school. The same applies to parents with children in kindergartens and nurseries for the first week.
The Federal Authority for Government Human Resources, FAHR, said the duration of flexibility shall not exceed a total of 3 hours. The authority also added that parents may be granted flexible working hours to attend parent-teacher meetings, graduation ceremonies and other school events during the academic year.
I really hope this trickles down to private sector employees as well. But I wish we had this when I was growing up, so I would just have those extra hours with my parents in the morning, and especially like for kids who are so attached and are not looking forward to the school year starting, and they just want that extra cuddle in the morning before they leave. It's just, at least the parents have that little bit of flexibility and like they can breathe, like, okay, I can be a little late to work, it's fine, I'm not gonna face any issues with this about this.
Yeah, it's such a sweet announcement for the public sector. And you can't get those moments back, dropping your kids off to school at the first day of the school year. Such like, there's photos and they're all dressed up. However, I must say, from someone who's worked as a teacher for 4 years, the first day of the school year is traumatic for some. Some kids fly in, get in, they see their friends, they get out their pens and pencils, they're happy out coloring.
Yeah.
Others, they come in with their parents, and it's like the long goodbye.
I know it's difficult for both, and that too when it's the child's first day of school in a new school. Then it's like the parents want to make sure that their child is comfortable in every sense possible, right? Like they're registered properly, admin work is done, the teacher is aware of his or her name, and like overall, like everything should be fine, and then the parents go that extra mile and go like, oh, by the way, this is my son, this is my daughter. Try to make friends.
Yeah, you'll remember this one. Let me know. But I mean that moment when maybe if the child is upset and the parent might also be upset.
Yeah.
And then there has to be kind of like a closed door policy. So every school will be different. But what we did is at a certain point, we had to close the door, you know, and the parents are a little bit upset about this. And they're kind of looking in the windows and their child is crying and the parent is just looking in the window for like an hour.
Yeah.
And you're trying to get the classroom together and get everyone settled and get everyone to kind of begin the day and start learning the routine that they're going to learn for the year. It's very tricky when mama's like tapping on the window, you know.
Hi, baby, are you
yeah,
okay?
baby, I miss you, you know. Like it's and like taking
sweetie.
photos, and it's really hard. And I know it's so difficult for parents to say goodbye, but sometimes because they find it tricky when the kids are crying, and the kids can cry, so then they don't want to leave.
Yeah.
But at the same time, sometimes leaving. It needs to happen. You have to let go.
Little babies, yes, you have to let go.
Let them fly.
Let them fly. Give them their wings. Just let them fall a few times, and then eventually they will pick themselves up back again.
Well, an amazing announcement for the federal employees.
Well, now it sounds like a gift and a curse.
I just know for teachers. And look, other schools might have done it a bit differently, but for us, we had to close the door. And sometimes we had glass windows and the kids would be crying and the mums would be looking in on the kids crying. And I was like, this situation is not going to improve unless someone leaves, and it needs to be the mom. But you're not going to tell the mom to leave, you know?
Yeah, like...
But
out of here, you can't. Yeah, you can't really do
and
that.
Even when the kids go in and they're totally chill, you know, and they're just like no, and the mom's like, baby, mommy, you know. I was like I was a KG2 teacher, and it's so sweet though. The kids at that age, 4 or 5 years old, sweeties.
Little babies running around. Oh, okay. But we'll move on to our next story, a little bit more political. So Saudi Arabia and the UAE to join BRICS. Now, BRICS, the esteemed coalition of Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, is shaking things up. In a major stride, Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and Iran have received invitations to join this group, marking its first expansion in over a decade. So it was first formed in 2009, and since they've just stayed in that closed group, and now they're finally expanding and accepting more countries to join. Now, South African President Cyril Ramaphosa, concluding the annual summit in Johannesburg, unveiled the transformative move alongside Saudi Arabia and the UAE. Iran, Egypt, Ethiopia, and Argentina are part of the invitee list as well.
So the addition of these nations planned for January 1st, 2024 amplifies BRICS' mission of fostering unity among developing nations. Russian President Vladimir Putin hailed the growth, vowing to further elevate BRICS' global influence through practical cooperation.
UAE President Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan tweeted out saying, "We respect the vision of the BRICS leadership and appreciate the inclusion of the UAE as a member to this important group. We look forward to continued commitment of cooperation for the prosperity, dignity, and benefit of all nations and people around the world."
The president of China also echoed the sentiment, praising the historic expansion of a demonstration of unity in advancing global peace and development. As Saudi Arabia joins forces with the world's largest oil importer, China, and Russia unites with its fellow OPEC members, the dynamics of energy and economics take center stage. The possibility of de-dollarization hovers, while tensions between Russia, China, and the West play a backdrop to the expansion.
Despite differing systems among its members, BRICS' expansion is poised to drive unity, collabs, and progress on an international level. The future is looking promising as these new faces step into the BRICS' impactful fold. So basically, for years, many countries have shown interest in joining the BRICS group. And now only a handful of them have even applied, I think. They've officially applied, only a handful of them, and now these countries are the ones that have been selected. So starting January 1st of next year, they'll be part of the BRICS' organization, and they'll just be looking at, working towards not using the dollar, but just strengthening their ties within the group. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And as you said, it strengthens the economy, and it was a big headline announcement yesterday across the Middle East. And as you said, the gratitude was expressed by the leaders here, bringing things a little bit closer to home. So we're not a radio show. We can't play music. We don't play songs that much, but yet there are songs that we vibe to that we want people to get behind. And here's one that's kind of been going around the office. First of all, have you heard of it? It's been on The Office in repeat recently. will.i.am, Britney Spears, Mind Your Business.
Okay, so I've just heard it, and it's honestly like, it's a vibe. You don't even need to say it to someone. You just play that song and go like, mind your B.
Mind your B.
Mind your B.
Especially with what Britney's going through right now.
Yeah.
Mind your B. Mind your B. And by the way, if you think will.i.am and Britney Spears, doesn't it take you back to like so many years ago? Because obviously back then they had the first collab, Scream and Shout, and this is their second collab together, and it hits just as well.
Yeah.
Take a listen. Not now. You're here with us now, but take a listen later.
But yeah, their first song was Scream and Shout, like Casey said, and that is honestly just showing how dynamic they are in terms of like music and how well they just bounce off each other, because their sounds, I think even her sound, when I was hearing it, I was telling Casey, like it gets more unique when they're collabing together. Otherwise, it's like very Britney, very will.i.am, but I think will.i.am influences Britney's sound when they work together. Yeah,
will.i.am is amazing, and this is definitely, it has they're obviously dynamic duo together, bounce off each other so well. This has a will.i.am influence. It's more kind of, I wish I could like describe music better.
It sounds metal, not metal, like chemical.
Electronic. And there's actually, when we said mind your business, it's so funny because there's actually a TikTok trend going around when people are making statements and reply the message of the song across. So basically, Simran, why were you up until 3 a.m. last night?
Mind your B. Casey, how much do you pay for your rent?
Mind your B.
Casey, are you in a relationship right now?
Mind your B. Simran, are you in a relationship right now?
Mind your B. I mean,
Ali, do you have any questions for Simran? We'll see if we can get something out of her. Mind your B. Ali, what is going on with you? What are you, you're in a...
You know what? It's just like a vibe. Honestly, anytime anyone asks you anything, you know, can you send this over to me? Why is this taking so long?
Mind your business. Mind your business. Yes. Thank you, Brittany, will.i.am, for bringing this into our lives. We're loving it. Turn it on after the show. You'll find it wherever you find your tracks. It's such a summer vibe.
It truly is. You know what? I'm just going to play this around my desk. So anyone who comes, no, not around my desk. I'm going to play this on my desk. Anytime I see someone approaching me, it's just going to go play. That song's gonna be just gonna be surrounding my desk. So don't even talk to me. You already have the answer.
I feel like it's gonna be a meme. So we'll just be like, I feel like the music is speaking for me.
Let's do it.
I don't need to respond in this situation.
Ali's like, anytime someone walks into the PCR, he's just gonna press play.
That's his like little office. Okay, that's.
He's turned the PCR room into his office. We love that.
I'm gonna work from home, and then whenever someone tries to come into my work from home space, I'll just play Mind Your Business and see how my family like it. Let's jump into some Mind Your Business behavior on the roads. A driver was fined 50K for tailgating, and you can see why.
So a driver was fined 50,000 dirhams and received 23 black points for tailgating and dangerously overtaking another vehicle on Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Road. The Dubai police said the reckless driver purposely hit the brakes, potentially putting himself and others at risk.
Have you seen the video? Because you need to check it out. The footage shows the reckless behavior in which he was intentionally applying the brakes and putting both drivers in a dangerous position. It's on our Instagram feed. Don't leave the show because we're not going to have much time left with you before the weekend. But after the show, go and check it out. So what the driver is doing, it's on a highway. You have the concrete barrier. They're on the left-hand lane in the high speed. The driver is like, have you ever seen footage of elephants when they kind of push against each other and they clash? Yeah. One of the drivers is being a moody elephant in this case, like pushing itself in, going extremely close to the other driver, trying to push him out of the lane. And you're thinking, if you hit him, you're both goners. Like you're traveling at top speeds. Yeah. So beyond reckless behavior, so what the traffic patrols did in this case is they monitored the actions, and when they got to a safe moment, they brought them to a stop. The car was impounded, and also the 50K fine, 23 black points for that type of behavior.
Yeah, you know what this is? This is a game of ego. When it comes to tailgating, it's a game of ego on the highway, on the roads, and it's just pathetic how people have not evolved out of that behavior. Because basically, it's like either party can be wrong in this situation, right? Like there are these tailgaters who, when you don't move, they come in front of you and then they just like, oh, you didn't move for when I was tailgating you. Now, good luck, you know, like, let's see, like, move now. I'm going to get you out of the lane. Like exactly what happened in this situation. And then there are those who just don't want to move. They will hit the brakes. The tailgater behind them is like disturbed, or they can bang into you. So it's literally a game of ego, tailgating in Dubai. Have you been tailgated, by the way, on the roads?
Not to the point of this video, of course, because this is extreme. But I have had cars, but as soon as they come that I'm aware, I move out. As soon as I'm aware because they're flashing and beeping, and I'm like,
yeah.
No. I try and be aware of the roads.
Like, oh, hi! Are you taking my picture?
You guys are so annoying. I bet they like me. I try and be aware of the roads, and I have had cars coming up close to me and dangers, like quite close, and I move out. But I think that's the nature of the fast lane.
Yeah, I mean, of course.
If you're in the fast, I've never really had it middle lanes. I don't think.
Yeah, no one really tailgates in the middle lane. I don't know. I've never really experienced that. But yeah, that's what authorities advise as well. Like if you're being tailgated, do move out. But then I know like some people have that thing of like, I'm going to teach them a lesson. Like I'm going as fast as I can on the fast lane. You want to go faster than the speed limit. You change your lane and you overtake if you want. So they go slow, they hit the brakes. So it literally is just a game of ego in this sense.
So there you go. 23 black points, 50,000 fine, and the car was impounded. And it's also a fine. There'll be a fee to get that car out. So that is a lesson, hard learned. But you know, it could have been a lot worse. It could have been there could have been an accident, and at the end of the day, lives are way more important. So well done, Dubai Police. Moving on. There is a platform that's getting a lot of eyeballs, a lot of your attention. This is strictly related to people who live in Dubai. So if you live in Dubai and you care about rental prices, i.e., if your rental contract is coming to a close real soon, then this matters to you.
Okay.
We just have something quick on Instagram. Ali K, do you mind having a quick check? We're having my screen is paused for some reason. Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube. Thank you for staying with us for all of that. Now, I know you are keenly awaiting the information about Allsup and Allsup, so we're going to bring that to you. It's live Dubai property prices. You can make informed, better property decisions today with the Dubai land apartment sales data at your fingertips. What does that mean? You can see how much you paid, how much your neighbors are paying in the last 90 days, whoever signed their contract. So if you're looking to move right now, don't check like I did. Don't check the
RERA index.
Don't check. I didn't check the RERA index. Don't check what the property companies are putting the listing prices at. Okay. Because that's just what people are listing prices at. That doesn't necessarily mean what people are paying.
Interesting. I didn't know you do it that way. So you check it on for your recent move, you checked on Property Finder first and saw what the average price is in that area, and then accordingly you negotiated with your landlord. Is
exactly.
It? Okay.
Yeah, and I thought I was getting a good deal.
Yeah.
I put a little under the asking price.
Yeah.
The landlord accepted like that. He accepted like that. I should have known.
Oh, that's what they say, right? When it's too good to be true, it usually is. And in this case, you checked. I mean, you offered under the asking price and you got the house, everything. You're just happy. And then this morning, you went onto the Allsup and Allsup website. What happened?
I am crushed by the news. Absolutely crushed by what other people are paying for the same rate as me.
Okay, so what's the situation with your place?
Let's not go into my specific situation. But if you are to put in any property in Dubai right now,
no, without naming your area, how much? So you've input your area, you've input how many bedrooms you're staying in, and how much above the average price are you paying?
Enough, Simran. I'm paying enough above the asking. But it's cool, so you can see what people now. What's really interesting is, obviously, what I understand is property prices have shot up in the last 6 months to a year,
Yeah.
especially in terms of rentals. So as we know, people in on COVID prices, and one of the reasons we were moving is because we were outpriced from our old apartment.
Yeah.
That we couldn't. It was expensive, right? So obviously, a lot of the prices you're seeing are those COVID rates, and there are a lot of renewal contracts. But some of the new contracts are still at that lower rate, which is the real gut wrencher.
Oh my God. I know you told me this morning that you're paying way above what your neighbors are paying. And it's just like when that information hits you, it's the worst kind of information to just absorb.
Okay, there's 2 new contracts that are actually... No, there's two new contracts that are paying the same as me, one a little bit more, and then there's one that's paying way under. Okay, I haven't done too badly.
So if people want to check this website out, where do they go?
So pop on to Allsop and Allsop. It's the new data hub, and I don't think it's a complete representation of what you should be paying because prices are shooting up. People are asking for more, but it does give you a very clear idea of what people are paying in the last 90 days. Check it out. I hope you get good information, and I hope it's positive to you and what you're paying. For me, it was a little bit heartbreaking, but I guess I should have guessed it. I'm paying at new rates. A lot of people are paying it at the COVID rates and the renewal rates, but I'm a new contract and they're just more expensive.
Oh, that's really heartbreaking because that's a lot of money.
But what happens is a lot of people are paying at those renewals, and then the landlords are saying no, so they're moving.
Yeah.
And then eventually it's just this cycle of...
Oh, you guys, but they do have a whole bunch of properties just registered under this database. So if you want, you can just check your house out. Mine is not registered, so I cannot check mine. So I think just it's a trial and error thing. So just go on if you are curious, or if you are shifting, or if your friends and family are shifting and you want to help them out with this information, then definitely send them this website.
So guys, it is Friday morning. Thank you for staying with us through our sound dysfunctions, malfunctions on this Friday morning. We appreciate you. Thank you, Nelson, if you're still watching. And we'll see you Monday morning, same time, same place. Goodbye from me.
Goodbye. Have a great weekend.